different departments represented here from Australia. I will just some brief housekeeping words. We are going to record the meeting today simply for internal purposes and for recording of minutes. Can I just check that there are no objections online and in the room to us proceeding? It looks like no, so thank you very much. That certainly makes the task of recording minutes easier. So we will be recording. There is coffee and tea here. Feel free to just help yourself through the meeting. There are toilets just outside this door and slightly to the left. So there are people here to help guide you if needed. With those few words, I would like to ask Mount Arnaldo to please open the meeting with a prayer.
I invite you all to stand for praying. Holy Padre, Padre, Filho e Espírito Santo. Amém. Noro makanan santo, nebe na kono hodonging nolarang dia, ami hakara da agradece be tabot e hada derat mani kiane, também tabot libro na ami, ho graça, bença, força, hoto nebe ami precisa, ato halau ne atividade sira hoto e loron ohin idani. Ami mo susui tabot ne bença, me ami ni soro mutu ohin loron nian, e ha join stiri Comitte, haraik matenek ba ami ida, kiliu ba ami ni liderança sira hoto, atur nível organiza de dia kami atividade sira, lidera de dia kami passo sira hotu ba oin. Ami harohane ordinai Jesus Cristo ninaran, Hamutuk o Espírito Santo. Glória ao Padre, ao Filho e ao Espírito Santo. Santo Antônio, São José, São Tomás More. Holy Padre, Padre, Filho e Espírito Santo. Amém.
Obrigada, Barak. Thank you for blessing the meeting. So I would now like to ask opening Her Excellency the Ambassador of Australia to Timor-Leste to open the meeting with her official remarks.
Bon dia. Yeah. I pay my respects to Your Excellency, Rogelio Araujo Mendonça, Secretary of State for Vocational Training and Employment, Senor Jacinto Ribeiro Diaz, Jefe Gabinete, SEFOPE, Senor Carlito Rosario Cabral, Director General for Vocational Training and Employment, Senor João Correa Pereira, Director for Overseas Employment, DNEE, Senora Cesarina Guterres, Director for Vocational Training, Senor Valencio Anes de Jesus, Director of Information Center for Labour, Senor Viriato Sek, National Legal Advisor for SEFOPE, Senor Mark Nicholson, Principal Advisor, Secretary of State, all other SEFOPE officials today at the table and with us. Additionally, as noted by our MC, but I'd specifically acknowledge our Australian government colleagues joining online, including representatives from Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, Department of Employment and Workplace Relations, Department of Home Affairs, and also representatives here with us from each of those, from Foreign Affairs and Home Affairs. Finally, representatives from implementing partners, Pacific Labour Mobility Support Program, Mr. Lewis Brimblecombe and Mr. Geraldo Jimenez, and also Mr. Peter Stevenson, Team Leader Pacific Australia Skills, and all implementing partner representatives. Finally, our embassy team, a long list of very strong welcomes. Bon dia again. Your Excellency, colleagues and partners, Australia is so pleased to join the Government of Timor-Leste today for this inaugural Joint Steering Committee for Labour Mobility and Skills Development. This mechanism represents a new phase in a key component of our bilateral relationship, which is labour mobility and skills. So again, extend personally my thanks and appreciation to you, Excellency, Secretary of State for SEFOPE, as my co-chair for this steering committee, and of course, beyond the meeting, for the continuing close collaboration and cooperation between our two governments on labour mobility. We have recently seen this reflected in our two Prime Ministers' joint statement, and it's also very true that labour mobility and skills development sits at the heart of our country's joint priorities together. From the Australian side, as Prime Minister Anthony Albanese noted during his recent visit to Timor-Leste, and I quote, "There is nothing more crucial to national success than investing in the skills and well-being of our people," end quote. Australia deeply recognises and shares Timor-Leste's ambition to build a strong, capable workforce and to expand employment opportunities for its young population. Our cooperation in this area builds on a shared vision. A few key statistics at this point for those who may not be aware. Since Timor-Leste first joined Australia's labour mobility programs going back to 2012, Timorese workers have participated in more than 20,000 labour mobility employment opportunities. That means that what you can see through that, because we are currently over 5,000 a year now of labour mobility placements. We're seeing some Timorese going back for more than one placement, but resulting in a large number of placements, which is very, very positive to see. This milestone was reached last year, and it's a real testament to the dedication of all of you involved in recruiting, skilling, preparing and mobilising Timorese workers to Australia, and not least to the incredible work across government in Australia to really not just set up but in continuous improvement of the labour mobility program. Aligning skills and labour mobility for national priorities, Australia coordinates now support across 3 complementary initiatives. So the purpose of this joint steering committee is to ensure these complementary initiatives and investments can deliver a really strategic and coherent approach. Equally, that it is closely aligned with the Joint Prime Minister's statement, Passerea Faun, Era Faun, and bringing together workforce development, economic diversification, and youth opportunities. Beyond the worker placements in Australia, Australia is very firmly committed to supporting Timor-Leste to strengthen your skills base and widen employment pathways. This is to ensure that labour mobility isn't just an end in itself to get a job in Australia. It's actually as much about delivering positive economic and social outcomes in Timor-Leste, including for workers, families and communities. And that also includes not just sending remittances, but on return back to Timor-Leste. We have committed in our joint statement to an ambition to keep increasing numbers of Timorese workers in coming years. So it's important we have a vision together. At the same time, it needs a lot of joint effort. So we look forward to ongoing collaboration and continuous effort together to continue to grow these numbers. That starts with building a strong pipeline of workers who are job ready and also really increasing skills development and pathways for skills development. Australia and the Australian government is that we're here and we're ready to work closely with SEFOPE and all other government partners to achieve this. And again, to realise the vision of skilling more Timorese, helping Timorese to pursue aspirations and contributing to prosperity of Timor-Leste families and individuals. With that, I will finish and I look forward to today's discussions as we deepen this important cooperation. Obrigada, Baba.
Thank you for this opportunity. Your Excellency Ambassador of Australia to Timor-Leste, Excellency Kathleen Wilson, my respect to you. My respect to Councillor for Government and Economy, Ms. Fabiasa. My respect to First Secretary for Government and Economic, Ms. Carlo Tafalo. My respect for First Secretary for Home Affairs Timor-Leste, Mr. Georgie. My respect to Second Secretary for Governance and Economy, Mr. Declan. My respect to DFAT Australian base, Mr. Yaim Bear, Director Pacific Skill. Ms. Lee Sung, Director Timor-Leste Political and Development Section. Ms. Penny Robert, Assistant Director. Mr. Thomas Loporto, Senior Police Officer. My respect to Department of Employment and Workplace Relation, Mr. Owain Murray, Director PALM Stakeholder Engagement, Mr. Jordan Baiter, Director PALM Stakeholder Engagement Planning. My respect to Department of Home Affairs in Australia, Ms. Elizabeth Carter, Director Immigration Engagement, Mr. Andre Bellis, Immigration Engagement. My respect to DFAT Implementation Partners, PLMSP, Ms. Sasha Carter, Mr. Lewis, Mr. Geraldo, Mr. Peter from Paz, Timor-Leste, from Monas Prosivo, Mr. Brett, my SEFOPE team, to all participants here, both in person, also via online. Good morning. It is my pleasure to welcome you all and be here to this inaugural Joint Steering Committee, marking an important step forward in strengthening the partnership between Timor-Leste and Australia on labor mobility and skill development. At the outset, I would like to express the sincere appreciation of the government of Timor-Leste for the continued supporting and a strong cooperation of the government of Australia. This partnership reflects our shared commitment to delivering meaningful and sustainable outcome for both our countries. I would also like to acknowledge that the Joint Steering Committee was initially intended to take place at the end of the last year. On behalf of SEFOPE, I would like to offer our sincere apologies for the delay, which was largely the gap in communication. This is an important point that I wish to raise at this high-level forum. For the government of Timor-Leste and the Timor-Leste people, communication, respectful, transparent, genuine, and cultural appropriate is a critical foundation. We see this as essential to ensuring a successful, effective partnership and a strong bilateral relation. I would also like to thank Her Excellency, the Ambassador, for her leadership in advancing the labor mobility and skill agenda. Your efforts have been instrumental in expanding opportunities and deepening collaboration between our two nations. Our appreciation also extends to key Australian agents, including the Labour Mobility Branch, the Department of Employment and Workplace Relations UR, and the Department of Affairs for their significant contribution to the success and integrity of the program. It is a privilege to hear and see the progress of the program, but most importantly, how Timor became number 2 in palm sending countries after being number 4, but also since of privilege. We are the largest sending female worker in palm scheme. For the round of applause to everyone here, and thank you for your effort and support. Colleagues, as we meet today, we reaffirm our shared objective to ensure that this partnership continue to evolve in a way that delivers mutual benefit, sustainability, and long-term impacts. From Timor-Leste's perspective, it is important that labor mobility and skill initiatives are aligned with national priority, including those of SEFOPE, while also complementing Australia's broader development objective. We are encouraged by the progress achieved to date, while challenges remain. Both sides have demonstrated a strong commitment to working towards constructively. Looking ahead, particularly under the renewed phase of partnership, we see clear priority, expanding access to that more Timor-Leste workers benefit from employment opportunities in Australia, ensuring equitable access across municipalities, including rural and remote areas, strengthening participation of youth and women, enhancing skill development system and facilities across Timor-Leste. We also see the importance of supporting workers to maximize the benefit of their earning and skill toward a stronger reintegration pathway. Improving English language and sector-specific skill including beyond the PALM scheme to programs such as PASS, strengthening research and data system to support evidence-based policy making. At the same time, we encourage continued focus on ensuring the program remain responsive and fit for purpose, including strengthening worker welfare measures, expanding improvement to family accompaniment arrangement, including PALM Familia initiative. This effort will contribute to SEFOPE broader's ambition to establish a national labor mobility and skill policy and legal framework. As a partnership based on mutual benefit, SEFOPE remains committed to open dialogue and close collaboration with Australia, including on key challenges such as worker disengagement and accommodation conditions, with the aim and achieving better outcomes for both countries. Thank you.
I'm now going to present a brief overview of the purpose of the Joint Steering Committee. We've just heard some important opening remarks which set the scene for our joint political commitment and ambition. On the implementation side, as Australia's assistance and our partnership for labour mobility and skills grows and diversifies, this means coordination and coherence is even more critical. This Joint Steering Committee has been set up to provide senior level oversight and governance. It will provide and deliver strategic oversight and coordination across the 3 core Australian funded programs to support the labour mobility and skills sector. These are Pacific Labour Mobility Support Program, which many of you know as PLMSP, the very new Pacific Australia Skills Timor-Leste, which was recently co-launched with Secretary of State, and then a new labour mobility and skills bilateral program, which we are preparing and is being designed with Government of Timor-Leste. So they all work closely together. They do many different things, but a number of things in common, so they need to work well together. The Steering Committee will also work to align and ensure Australia is well aligned with Government of Timor-Leste policies and priorities, and it will promote coherence and complementarity across all of these Australian funded initiatives in the sector. It will help monitor progress towards shared development outcomes and also provide a coordination point for high-level engagements, key events and sector milestones. In support of the high-level joint steering committee, there will be technical and working group meetings, so there will be other means of coordination, but we've found in some of our other joint partnerships, it's really valuable to meet on a semi-regular basis at the most senior level to make sure we're providing the steer and the guidance. So with that in mind, we are starting our new journey today, building on a very great collaboration, including over the recent years of your appointment. I therefore officially declare the inaugural Joint Steering Committee for the Australia-Timor-Leste Labour Mobility and Skills Partnership open. And with that, I pass back to Secretary of State for the next agenda. Obrigada.
Thank you for the next opportunity. Based on previous series discussed and consultation leading by Labour Mobility Branch, Mr. Marlon and Ms. Penny back in October 2025, the Joint Steering Committee welcomed and endorsed the Timor-Leste country engagement strategy and the SEFOPE implementation plan as a key framework guiding our partnership. We recognize the importance of ensuring these remain aligned with Timor-Leste national priorities, while contributing to our shared objective with Australia. At the same time, we emphasize that both the strategy and the implementation plan should remain flexible and adaptable to the evolving country context without losing focus on the agreed outcome and impact. It is important that these frameworks continue to be reflective of Timor-Leste's context and are implemented through strong coordination, collaboration, and open communication. We look forward to their ongoing review and refinement to ensure they remain practical, relevant, and effective in delivering a mutual benefit partnership. Thank you.